the FC RX7 to get some burgers because I'm moving to another city and I wanted to take the guys out for one last burgers and RX7 session before I move. It's not like it's not gonna happen ever again, but when it will happen, I'll no longer be a resident of the capital of Romania. But the real purpose of this video is that I wanted to make a recap of 2023, which was our 5th year as a crew. It was our 5th year anniversary since we started Brotorheads, because we started Brotorheads in 2018. It was the same year that I brought the FC from Paros, from Greece. I had met with Andre and his FD a few years back, but the car wasn't working at the time, so yeah. After I bought the FC, some of you may know this, I met up with Mike, and when he saw the RX7, he decided he wants one as well. He was bent on buying an RX8, but then decided he should go for the big choice. But yeah, let's do a recap of how 2023 looked like. And the first big moment for us last year was me attending the Nurburgring Drift Cup, thanks to Tobias Welty from Speed Industries. I've been dreaming about coming to this track for several years now. I'm doing a lot of laps in Assetto Corsa and also Ride 3 on a motorcycle. I got an invite to go to the Nurburgring, something which I had been dreaming about for many years. I jumped on a plane. It was the beginning of April. When I landed in Switzerland, I had one day of speed hunting in Zurich. That was pretty impressive to me because I saw hundreds of supercars, or maybe not hundreds because it was quite cold outside, but you can see the full video and judge yourself. After spending a day in Zurich, we prepared Tobias's GAZX 100 and we were off to the Nurburgring. It was really cold, really foggy, it was really difficult, but we had a lot of fun. Tobias didn't win the competition, but that was not the point anyway. We were just out there to have some fun. I got this close to riding in a Nissan 350Z on the Nordschleife, but the track was closed on that Sunday, so I hope I'll get to do that this year. So yeah, you can see we have 3 vlogs, we have 3 videos from the Nurburgring Drift Cup experience, and I'll leave you a link below. Everyone kept asking, do you have a video of when the police gave you a body search? I was like, I couldn't even breathe properly and you wanted the video, yeah.
Right.
So long story short, the police in Zurich thought I was suspicious because I was taking videos of all the cars passing by, because I was fascinated by all the cars. And they gave me a quick body search and checked me up, and I was okay, and they let me go. But moving on.
Our first ever Rotary track day.
So after many years of building our cars, you know how it is with project cars, you spend more years building them than driving them. But finally, after 4 years of building our RX7, we managed to do our first Brotorheads track day. We jumped in the FD and Mike's Subaru Outback, and we headed on over to Motor Park Romania, where our friend Horia was organizing his first Subtura track day. We had a lot of fun. There are a lot of videos from that event. It's okay. How does it feel compared to the Porsche?
Sketchy.
This guy has a 1JZ in a Subaru. Imagine that. Pissing off two communities at the same time. Mike gave me the keys to the car. I hadn't driven the car with the big turbo setup and it was a bit scary at first. Andre drove the car, Mike drove the car, even Madeleine drove the car. And I think we drove it for about 64 laps in 35 degrees Celsius outside without a single problem. Everything worked flawlessly. The methanol injection kit did its job. We spent like $600 or $700 that day on gas and taxes and registration and all that. We managed to do a fast lap of 2 minutes and 4 seconds, which is 1 second faster than what I had achieved in the Porsche Cayman S a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
But after looking at my lap, some of my friends who are more experienced than me, they poked a bit of fun at me and told me that I was doing a lot of things wrong, which I'm very well aware of. Because I haven't dialed in my heel and toe setup, I still can't do a heel toe properly on the FD, especially when I'm braking from 230 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that can be a little bit tricky. I can imagine that.
Yeah, and we did the math, and the car with the current setup, which is not ideal from a chassis point of view, because Mike is still running some old coilovers and some old tires and an old LSD because I broke his last one. The car in the current setup should do a 152, which is about 12 seconds faster than what I did. But after upgrading those parts as well, it might go down to 145, which is already getting in the radical SR race car territory.
Yeah.
But he'll probably have to spend like $7,000 or $8,000 more to get to that point. So another 7 seconds, $7,000. That's what motorsports is all about. So I would say our third highlight for last year was organizing RX8's day. Well, organizing might be a bit of an overstatement because we just messaged the group and like 10 people showed up, I think. We had several RX8s and Lucian came over with his RX7, his convertible RX7. Hello fellow Brotorheads and happy RX8's day. Well, I'll be showing you some of these cars over the next few minutes, so stick around. For future events, I'd like to stop organizing static meets because just seeing these cars, it's nice, it's cool, but these cars are meant to run on the racetrack. And it's always nice to have a coffee and catch up, but the best events are those where you can just say, hey, want to go for a lap? Yeah, sure, let's go. The racetrack is right next to us. So RX8's day was a nice event. Mike unfortunately couldn't make it to that event. He didn't even have an RX8 at that moment, but he got one like a month after. So this year's RX8 day, it's probably gonna be a bit bigger. And yeah, buy a calendar so we can finish our RX8. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so about the time Bob Boy joined the team,
Yeah.
we decided to buy an RX8. One of our friends from Brasov, Ovi, decided he wants to stop building RX8s and rotary engines. And when he gave us the news, we jumped in the car. We jumped in Mike's Outback and in my Skoda, which I'm currently driving. We went to Brasov and bought his RX8 and 10 engines and a ton of parts, and we barely drove back to Bucharest because both of our cars were like screaming, please stop, master. And that was your first edited video for Brotorheads, so yeah,
Yes.
that's where our story began. Welcome to Rotary Part 7. Yep, we're gonna carry all of those back to Bucharest and more. I've finished loading up my car and it looks like a low rider on the back. I hope I make it back in one piece. So this is the car Mike just bought. I'm unsure how many more RX he has at home.
Yeah.
Or no, it began way back. We should do a video episode on that too.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
We have a few videos. But yeah, that was the beginning of our obsession with RX8s. That was the first RX8 we bought one of many.
And I think that's when my obsession with RX8 started, because
You had to
anything,
swift through the whole video.
anything that
So many people talking about these engines and cars without ever even coming close to one.
Exactly.
There was this guy commenting on a friend of mine's post today, and he was, you need to be a millionaire in order to afford an RX8. Like, millionaire in what? In Botswana and Pulas or what?
Exactly. Okay, so
Maybe I did that out, I don't know. But that's actually the name of the currency,
Yeah.
Botswana and Pula.
yeah, Rotary secret garage visit.
I have a lot of Rotary related stories, and maybe I'll share some of them in future years. I'll just tell you one thing in short. When I was in Japan for my second visit back in 2016, we were just strolling through the countryside, and at some point I saw an RX7 parked in front of a garage, and I told my colleague to stop the car. He stopped the car, and they had like 20 RX7s and RX8s parked out front. And I forgot the name of the garage, but I remember the location, and I just looked it up last year, and I found the location, I found the name of the garage, so maybe we'll do a full episode on that. Because I walked inside and nobody was speaking English, and when they saw me, and I was like, man, you have such cool RX7s. There's not a single stock one, and they're like, okay, here are the keys, let's go start one up. And they put me inside an FD with 400 horsepower, they let me start it and rev it. That was like one of those 5-year-old kids, you know, like you see with the FC. Can I rev it, please?
Yeah.
Happy as they were. But yeah, let's get back to Rotary Secret Garage. I have Rotary Secret Garage and Xenopop to thank for owning my FCRX7, because if he wasn't there, I wouldn't have owned this car. We met, I think, maybe 10 years ago. Well, met is an overstatement, because we connected through the internet, through Facebook, when I came close to buying an FDRX7. And in 2018, he informed me that someone in Paros, a guy named Yorgos Delentas, had an FCRX7 for sale, and that's how I got my car. And I've been dreaming about touring his garage for some time now. Andre visited his garage last year when he, and I'm not gonna tell you the rest of the secrets,
Yeah.
but he told me that the garage is really impressive. Last year I was on my honeymoon with my wife, and I was like, honey, can we please stop over in Athens to see Rotary Secret Garage? And she was like, okay. At the entrance of the garage, which is exactly what the name suggests, you won't be able to tell it's a garage because it's hidden. There's an RX8 parked up front, and as I went down the ramp, there was an FDRX7, a pristine one. It looked perfect. A Toyota Supra with above 1,000 horsepower, and plenty of other RX7s. I think it's one of our best videos from last year because it's really exciting. I just took over Xenopop's life for 1 hour. He was kind enough to give me a tour of the garage, although he's really busy at the time. And I got to see some really impressive cars, including his 20B powered FDRX7, future rotary swapped E30, which is owned by his friend Leontis. That's going to be interesting, a BMW with a rotary engine. And it's one of our best videos from last year, and I suggest you give it a look. Kalimera Brotorheads, Melene Mihali, and today I'm in sunny Greece. As you can see, I'm here on vacation, but in a couple of seconds I'm going to show you Europe's best kept Rotary secret. We're going to Rotary Secret Garage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what a 3-rotor turbocharged FDRX7 sounds like. Yeah, the stunning thing is that, think about it, when did you ever see so many RX7s under the same roof? I've never seen.
Exactly.
Except for my Japan trip, but yeah.
So, next, our first cross-country drive and track day with both RX7s.
So, yeah, that was probably the biggest highlight of the year for us. This was probably the biggest highlight of the year for us. While I was on my honeymoon, Mike was kind enough to just drive on over to my garage, and he fixed the RX7, he fixed the FC RX7, he took it to the MOT, he insured the car, he made everything that was required for us to attend the Table Japonese SciShow Fest, which was their first event. We had to drive across the Carpathian Mountains for, it was like 300 miles to and back, so it was 500 kilometers in total. Something which I've never done since I bought the car, because when I bought the car I drove it for almost 1,000 miles coming from Greece to Romania, but the car has never left Bucharest since. This was the first time in 5 years when I drove it outside of the city, so you can imagine what kind of a moment it was for me. And the road was pretty busy going to the racetrack. We spent 2 days there. I thought I almost broke the clutch on day one because I did some burnouts and some donuts in the skid area. Apparently it was just a screw loose on the clutch pedal, which was kind of stupid, but thank God it was just that.
Yeah.
Quick fix. We got some we got some fast laps. We did some skid pass sessions. Tengu drove the FC and the FD. He was pretty impressed with the FD, obviously, and he drifted it with me in the passenger seat on the track, which was absolutely amazing. Like, imagine seeing a guy who you've been looking up to for so many years taking you for a fast lap in the car that you love. It was quite nice. And on the way back, so we didn't just have fun at the racetrack, but on the way back we drove on the Kia Touge, which was like it's like one of the most well-known mountain passes in Romania, at night with no traffic, with flames coming out of the exhaust of both cars. Mike had turned the boost up in the FC up to 1.5 bars, so it was insane. Like, you remember, 1.5 bars in the wet, it's uncontrollable. I think it may have been 300 horsepower. I think that's what 300 horsepower looked like, but it kept popping up yeah, hoses in the BOV, and it didn't like that much pressure for some reason. But that was one of our best moments last year. We're headed out to Târgu Secuiesc, where Table Japonese is organizing its SciShow meet, and we've got 2 RX7s, an NSX, a Supra, an R33 Skyline with Tengu driving, and several other cool cars. But first we have to drive like 150 miles to get there, so it's gonna be quite fun. Roses are red, violets are blue, my car goes.
Să aveți grijă că o să zboare în voi.
The next highlight of the year is not as spectacular as the Table Japonese SciShow Fest event, but it was special to me because for once we got a lot of cars, man. I think we had 10 cars, 8 RX8s and 2 RX7s in one meet. It was like a normal Friday, whatever, Thursday evening meet.
Yeah.
We did the whole RX7 and burgers thing, but in the parking lot, because the burger place where we're driving to right now was too far away. Bob Boy joined the team at that point.
Yeah.
I invited him. I was like, this guy needs to come back to the scene. He came to the event and we talked, and that's how we started working together. So it was a very, very special evening. We even had some Brotorheads members coming in with other cars, except their Rotary cars, like Alex Ciobanu, who owns the FC RX7, came with his BMW. So I think we have some videos from that night, but we never edited anything. Maybe just a couple of videos. I tried to spit flames at that point, but it just didn't do anything because it doesn't spit flames when it's too cold. It needs a bit of a dry first.
Yeah, I also have a video with that.
When we did the rolling thingy with the RX8, that was fun.
That was fun. Okay, next we bought another 2 more RX8s.
So the only sane thing to do after you buy an RX8 is go out and buy 2 more.
2 more.
If you want to go one level of sane above that, the first one wasn't working at all because it didn't have an engine. There's even a video of me putting Mike jumping inside the engine bay, and it looks like it's 1 mic horsepower inside. And he decided to buy 2 more RX8s, one of which is right-hand drive and it's not registered. Another one had some issues. Once again, another Brotorheads member who decided to stop driving these cars, unfortunately. But we bought them, and yeah, that led to a whole new series of problems and vlogs with Mike and me, mostly Mike, obviously, fixing the car. But it's up for sale right now, so if you want to buy an RX8, it's in pretty good shape. It's going to have new side steps, so no more rust issues. I was hoping Baboy would get the car, but maybe we'll have to wait for a while until he gets there.
I'll have to wait some
But we have 2 members in the group. One of them, David, came last year at the event, the same event where you came. And
the guy that had the rotor.
Yeah, he just brought 1 rotor to the event. He had it in the backpack, and he was like,
so random.
I've been following you since you started the group, and I'm crazy, and I love the cars. I was like, this is the spirit. This is what we try for. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we now currently own. Mike currently owns 3 RX8s.
Okay, and the last big achievement is Jingle Bells Brap RX7 and RX8.
You said a very good thing earlier today. Before moving on to Jingle Bells Brap, which was pretty fun, let's talk about the Brotorheads and friends.
Okay.
I'm getting sick and tired of people saying that if you LS swap your car, you should die. If you have a BMW, you should die. Dude, why so much hate? We all love cars. I don't care if your RX8 has a diesel engine inside. If you love cars and you can behave and you can make conversation, you're welcome to join our events. So we did a special Brotorheads and Friends outing where we had a wide selection of cars. We had the MX-5s, an E30, an E34, a turbocharged E36, Honda Civic Type R, Lexus, Toyota Altezza, Lexus IS200 with a supercharger.
That one CRX Turbo.
The Del Sol Turbo, so it was a very diverse meet. We went for a short drive up to La Partie to have some dinner. So while I was boosting, I was out of boost, and apparently my SSQV valve fell. Unfortunately, I wasn't very well organized on that day, and I'm not very happy with how that event turned out. The people were happy, but it could have been better.
Of course, there are things to learn.
And the main thing was once again the same point. If it's on the street, you cannot have fun on the street.
Of course.
Like most of the cars that day had over 300 horsepower, and it's you're just struggling to drive by it. Our last highlight for last year was filming the Christmas special video. We had the FD and the FC and several RX8s. We used Christmas trees and Christmas lights to film that. We had several guys shooting videos and photos of the event, and it was quite fun. I know a lot of you haven't seen the video yet, but this is your chance to do so. And I promise next year we're gonna go bigger and better. Ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas, everyone! We're getting ready for a few highway pulls in the RX7s and the RX8s, which are our Rudolph reindeers for tonight. So let's go have some fun! Don't pick, just get one.
Oh my god, it's a big one, Camaro!
Oh yeah!
Exact thing I wanted! Thank you, Santa!
I have a lot of things planned for this year for Brotorheads. We're planning to do more contents, more quality contents, more trips around the country, more Touges, more racetracks, more POVs, and obviously I want to give more of you guys some passenger rides because a lot of you have been asking for that. We're gonna launch a new website and a new web shop soon, so you can buy the Brotorheads T-shirt, the calendar, stickers, and many other things coming soon. And yeah, share the Rotary love.